We are told to love our neighbor as ourselves, but who taught us how to love ourselves? The first person to love you will be your mother and father. It would be...
So let's stop there. Jesus teaches us to love our neighbors as ourselves. Pretty powerful, right? Somebody find that scripture. Love your neighbors as yourself. If you love your neighbors as yourself, the first thing you got to do is have what? Self-love. Who was the first person to love you? Who was the first human person to love you? Who? Your mother? Did you love yourself first? You didn't know what love was. So somebody had to teach you how to love yourself. That's a problem. Because I'm supposed to love my neighbor as myself, and that means I'm supposed to love myself. But who taught me how to love me? It was supposed to be my mom and dad. But what if they didn't love me right? If they didn't love me right, then my perception of love is wrong. Pretty heavy. Because it begins a cycle. You're supposed to get love from two people, a mother and a father. And they teach you how to love you. But if they didn't properly love you, you don't know how to properly love. And then what it's going to say, love your neighbor as yourself. Now when you start loving people, you're going to love them the inappropriate way that you were loved. So if my parents didn't love me completely, and I didn't have the love that I needed from them, when I start loving somebody else, my definition of love is going to be different because I'm loving them with a misconstrued concept of love. How many of your mothers fed you? Let's talk about how many of your mothers fed you and took real good care of you? Spend time with you. How many of you heard your mothers say that they love you every day? Every day. You see that? How many of your fathers did that? Love you and told you they love you every day and poured into you and invested in you. But an intimate part of your life. Let me see your hand. You see the problem? You see part of the problem? That's a big problem because I got love from a one-sided view. A lot of reasons we have a lot of problems in relationships today because people have never been properly taught how to love themselves. And before you get into relationships, you need to put all the love in you that you didn't get. Or you're going to mess up your life and somebody else's life. Because what happens, this is going to be the problem. Because when I find a man, or find a woman, whoever finds who, man finds a woman, and when he finds you, he wants him a wife so that he can be her husband. But because her daddy wasn't there, she gonna want a father's love and a husband's love, which makes that man have to work double. Because you wanted him to replace a love that she didn't get from the beginning. That's why a lot of people have strains in relationships, because when they get in a relationship, they're looking for a double. Same thing with a woman, she gets the same thing with a man. He gets in a relationship where he hasn't had a proper relationship with his mother. Then he wants a mother and a wife. And so he's wanting all of that from one person, which is draining. And this means now, when I'm supposed to love you 100, I gotta love you 200. Because you wanted me to give you stuff that you didn't get before because you wasn't properly loved and there's a void inside of your life. So you become too toxic on a man. You become too toxic on a woman. That makes sense? some of your behaviors, they're not ready for marriage because you're going to attack somebody. All right, read what it says.
The first person to love you will be your mother and father. It will be their responsibility to teach you how to love yourself. The scripture clearly teaches that women should love their children, Titus 2 and 4.
So this is why the Bible teaches, get Titus 2 and 4. If your mother gave you away to your grandmother or someone else to raise you, you may not have gotten motherly love. And grandmotherly love is fine, and I don't know what it is about people. They really think it. I don't know what it is. They think it's for real. They don't think that you have no all and they do no damage. They think that if they can give you to your grandmama and your grandma raised you, and that it's okay now to say, oh, but your grandma raised you, I'm still your mama. No, because you didn't put the nurturers in me. It's like eating a banana and thinking you got the nutrition of an apple. How you gonna, there's something that only a mother can listen. Let me give you that God designed this is something that only a mother can give. You don't get pregnant and your grandma got milk coming out of her breast. You don't get pregnant and auntie don't give milk out of her breast. God designed it that you didn't, and I hope your sisters don't get on the formula and all those things. God designed that you wouldn't have to do that because God designed that he wanted that child to get a bond with his mother. That's why he put that milk in her, because he wants that child in her to get a bond for the first few years of his life. And mothers don't understand, not only are they putting the milk in their child, they're putting the nurture of a mother into the child. And if you don't, that's why y'all give them formulas. What formula is it? I want you to take them to the breast because I want them to develop a relationship. And mothers who have children and give them away, they're not teaching that child real love and true love. That child doesn't get that in them. And I don't care what you say, it cannot be artificially given. Now here we are, our child is getting a cow milk and we wonder why they're moving. Because it's relationship. It's bonding. So God says to a mother, love your children. I want you to love them because I want you to put something in them. Because the children today going to be the husbands tomorrow. The children today going to be the wives tomorrow. And if they learn that, and what we got to do if we're going to get help, we got to find out that we didn't get that. We got to find out how to get that, who we get it from, what we can do to do that. All right, read what it says. Yeah, somebody got any titles? What title says?
That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husband,
to love their husband,
to love their children.
To love. It's vitally important that you love your children because your children are going to marry somebody. Look what it says. Read.
Many women who have had children young and many who have had young fathers who didn't know how to love their children have taught children how to love themselves in an inappropriate or wrong manner.
See, when women have children young and they're not married, sometimes they don't know how to teach their children how to love themselves for one reason. It's a difference than you planning a child and wanting a child and getting pregnant and getting caught and having a child. The whole welcoming of that child in the world is different. When you have a child out of wedlock that you just got pregnant, the child is going ashamed. You can't properly express your love like you want to in public. People are, oh, you pray, and that's so the child is not an expectation child. It's a child of shame. It's a child of, and so it's not able to get because it was like, ooh, it was a mistake. I didn't mean, but when it's planned, it's different. And a lot of what happens is a lot of women, they got pregnant and they hated they got pregnant and didn't want to get pregnant, or they couldn't really put the right type of affection that the child needed in them at the particular time. Because some got pregnant and regretted it. So here's a whole group of children that are not getting in them what they need to give them the proper nutrition because there was some planning issues. That's one of the issues. Father's not in their lives. Or even some of us who've had mothers and fathers, they come from broken situations, they don't even know how to properly love us. I'm gotta learn how to deal with this. Mom, see why it's so long here. All right, come on, let's read.
For example, if a mother doesn't love her child in a fashion that calls for her to clean his room and to provide for them,
And another thing. How many mothers stress cleaning your room or cleaning your room? How many stress that? How many didn't care? How many weren't there? Some of them weren't there, but some of them didn't care. So when I let a child stay in a nasty room, a dirty room, it's teaching them that you can live like a pig. Nobody cares. There's no love. There's no concern. I mean, they had hot meals and fish meals. Your mother made sure your food was fit on a constant basis. I'm not talking about you get up on 5%. All right. See, those little things are self-love. It's teaching you, you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta minister to yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta pour into yourself. If you didn't have that, then you didn't properly get the love for yourself. Read.
such things as basic needs. When a child grows up, they will not know how to love themselves enough to. Many of the problems that young people have today with love is based on the fact that some of them never experienced love. Today, Black families suffer with teen pregnancy, and many children that have born were not born through planning, but many children were unintentional children that parents really never planned to have. They were not welcomed into the world. They were not expected, and some parents literally hated that child who were born and saw children and some children as a distraction and a surprise. Many women have their children, or because they were children themselves, they cannot provide motherly love or fatherly love. Because of this, many children don't have proper love relationship and don't understand love.
So, I'm gonna do this. So you think you can help me with this?
What's that?
Well, let me get, who know how to draw me? Right, good. Who?
I can't draw.
Let's, come on. Come on, let's. Man, listen, okay, so, can you put this out? So I'm gonna put the chart, this is the chart that I'm gonna put out. All right, any questions at this point? Any points of discussion that anybody want to discuss about love? Do you believe you love yourself? All right. How you believe you love yourself? Tell me how you love yourself. Talk loud, so
That's it.
might have to be a little small like that.
Right. The love.
You got, is that, those pens working good? I need better pens, hold on. Hold on, we're trying to get it. All right, so let's, who's gonna get that? All right, let me hear you. How you know you love yourself?
It didn't always start out that way. I had to learn because of the imbalance. But now with the family, I understand that there were certain expectations that I wanted and that I needed that I didn't get from my parents. And I had to understand how to give it to myself. So those things that I expect another to do, I've learned how to give it to myself. Like, I need to, if my husband is unavailable and I need that time and I need that those certain exponents that I expect him to give, if he's unavailable, I've learned how to do that myself. Spending time with myself, dating myself, and also understanding how I am in the makeup. And even your teachings have allowed me to become aware of
So,
persona and things like that.
so one of the things, Mark, you can come through here. Thank you, son. Thank you for doing that. One of the things you have to learn, you got motherly love, you got fatherly love. Let me give you this so you can see the style. And she's working on that. A mother, you want to say something about it?
I just wanted to, can we have some examples of what it looks like when you're wanting double? You mentioned that when you didn't have certain things from your mother or father, and then when you get married, you're wanting double from them. So I'm wondering what are some of
So it's warning, because let me say something to you. And I'll get further on this further in the lesson. For a child at a young age, a child needs that correction, a child needs that attention, a child needs to be held. When the child cries, you want to pick them up, you want to hold them, they need presence. A child needs presence. If there's no presence, then the child cries. A man is stuck between presence and provision. He's stuck between presence and provision. And I have to choose any one. Either you can have my presence or you can have my provision. Sometimes we're able to compromise and I get more of the presence, but the more of the presence will leave less of the provision. There are some women, and I want to talk about men too in that regard, they get in relationships, and I want to talk about how it works with men, and they really need presence. And that man can't be anywhere outside of them. He can't give that presence to anybody else. He wants the presence. Every step of the minute, we got to be on this phone together. We got to talk. He can't hang around the fellas. Can't go around anyone else. Because what she wants is presence. Has she had that presence from a father? She's lacking the presence of a man. And she wants her husband to be her father and her husband. So now he's strained. Because he can't do nothing. He can't go nowhere. He can't hang out with the fellas. He can't go with his mother. If he's not there, I want you there. And if he don't, his whining, that's wanting a father and a husband. You're working too much. You're putting too much time at work, but that's not unprovided. So, provision and presence. Also, just wanting the company of the male to feel secure, to feel good, to feel okay. Somebody asked me, can women and men just be friends? I think people can be friends. But a lot of times what women are wanting is the male presence. And it ain't even the male sex, just to have a male presence, to feel secure. Had fathers been in those lives, some of that stuff wouldn't be there. That's why you have women, and I'll go up a little bit. So that's part of it, okay? That's part of it. So, who's that? Let them in. That's part. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
She went that way.
This way. So, this is how it works. You have a mother and a father, and you have a child. You have a mother and a father that have that child, a girl. The mother and father pours love into the child, and that child is going to, this is the cycle. Mother, father, that child is going to be a husband. Mother, father, that girl is going to be a wife. If they've got mother and father love and they come together, they got perfect understanding. Why? Because he saw a mother in his house. He saw a father in his house. He saw a mother love a man love a woman, and then they saw them love their child. They saw a mother love a father, and they saw them love their child. And when these two come to a relationship, they're perfectly blended together because both of them are fully loved. Now when they're fully loved, they come together, they can engage, they can understand, they can communicate because they've gotten both. But if any of that is missing, it throws the whole cycle off. Some didn't have mothers. I'm not talking about mothers that was in the house. I'm talking about mothers that care, mothers that share, mothers that have been there with you from the very beginning. and some didn't have a father. That means that person didn't give any love to understand self-love. Because where did I say you get self-love? Where you learn how to love yourself first? From your parents. So if they wasn't there, you didn't learn how to properly love yourself. And because you didn't properly learn how to love yourself, you had to figure it out. And some of y'all really are not loved. Even by yourself, because you don't even understand what self-love is. For me, I went yesterday because I love myself. I get my hair cut. I go get my pedicure, my manicure every month. I'm going somewhere. And I don't want nobody to bother me. I want to be by myself. Sister Cowart is the same way. I can go to Mississippi and go run revival and go somewhere for a week. And nobody called me, nobody bothered me. That's not an introvert, that's just I love me. See, it's a thought. Happiness, if any happiness that you need is outside of you, you have not been taught how to love yourself. Any happiness that's outside of you. I need nothing external to happiness because my mother put enough in me. But many of you, that's why when I hear women talking about, and I'm going to ask you this, how do you enjoy being single? Do you love being single? Can you be single the rest of your life? Because if you can't see yourself being single the rest of your life, you haven't found out how to love yourself. Because you ain't happy with your own self the rest of your life. I love myself. If you are not prepared to live the rest of your life by yourself, you don't love yourself. Because you may not get married. And if your hopes are for somebody to marry you, to make you happy, some prince to come sweep you off your feet, you don't love yourself.
Okay.
I just want to be married because I want the comfort. No. I want to be married because I want to share this love that I got for myself with somebody else. It's you get the benefit, not me. Women, it's switched. It's switched. When the Bible says that you're supposed to be a helpmeet for him, you are to complete him, not him complete you. He's the one got something missing. He took his reel. Why do you act like you're the one got something missing? He took his reel. He's the one should be finding something because he's missing it. If you don't know that you're what's missing, and you act like that and you got it twisted, he should want this, not me want him. Why you so want a husband so bad? Why? Why you don't feel happy without it? You don't love yourself. And people are drawn to people that love themselves. Because you don't love yourself, nobody's drawn to you. And give me the book of Acts. Six and 2. Boy, it's quiet.
You gotta. I've been single, but I'm really broke.
Give us some chairs, man. Give us a chair. Man, you trying to take the pastor seat, brother. How you doing, man? Last week you told me no, and today you're trying to take the seat. Boy, what we gonna do? All right, y'all. They're going to do. Turn over to him. You got it? Well, he look. You teach it? Well, I don't know. Boy, he looking really tough there. All right, that's what. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Mark being a good usher today. Notice what the Bible says. This is what it says. He didn't say, well, no, what it says. And we're going to 26. He didn't say, her that finds the husband finds a good thing. You're supposed to be the good thing, not him. But the roles have turned. You really do. All right.
Yes, that's a ball.
Oh, he is about to teach us. They talk y'all about a ball. But listen, this is the thing. Give me Acts 26 and 2.
I think myself happy.
Say it again.
I think myself happy.
I what?
Think myself
I
happy.
think myself. I think myself happy. You think you're happy? That's a question. Yes, ma'am, Sister Diane. Hey, could you move right here, if you will, Mark? Because I got to get to that board, and I don't want to preach it. Mark, you might get you on the usher board, man. You got dude son playing the drums, so come on, bro. You want to help him, Mark? You want to get you help go with Brother Mark? All right, go ahead now.
So can you like, can you explain the difference between having just self-love for yourself and then being too independent? As like by too independent, I mean like you don't need. It's not to say you don't need anybody's help, but you know you feel like you can just do everything yourself.
I'll go to that. Hold on. Let me go to this now because I am heading there. So now this is the generation we have today, and I'm telling you, a lot of us have not ever experienced. I don't know what I did with my relation. A lot of us have not experienced. So this is sometimes what the relationship is like. And I want to say this because parents was in your house don't mean they love you. Because parents was around don't mean they love you. Some, I heard I love you just about every day, but I think our whole system of what love is thrown out. Parents, guess what they think loving is? Providing. And so they think because they provide food, and you cannot convince them that they don't love you. You can't convince them. If you go back and tell certain events that happened in your childhood, and you try to tell them and remind them of it and tell them what they had. Oh no, I love you. I always brought you good shoes, and I always brought you good clothes, and all that. That ain't no love. It's deeper than that. When you, and I'm teaching this because I want y'all to love your parents, you love your children, so they'll know. Every day, mama and daddy should tell their children that they love them. And love is caring. I didn't have to bathe myself at a certain age. Me and my mom made sure I went to stank. She made sure my teeth, I was in my brush with teeth, my teeth were brushed. She made sure I had deodorant. She made sure I did my homework. Sat down with me, because that's part of love. If your kids ain't getting their grades, and you young ladies, see, your kids gonna find out that you didn't love them later when it gets down to school and they make an F and you ain't helping them. Y'all, you are damaging your kids if they can't read, if they can't write. And then when your kids get older, this is what they're gonna remember. You guys that have children, and you got mothers that have children, right? And they chose a man over their children. So grandma kept the child while mama was gone for 4 or 5 weeks and came back with the child. Or they choose to stay in an abusive situation and the child was there. Somebody molested the child, they didn't deal with that. And a lot of us live in situations like that, and we really know deep down within ourselves that we weren't loved. They think they were, but you know you wasn't. And that made you feel a certain type of way. Women who have been molested sometimes have a difficulty having good relationships. And that's not stereotyping you, but they have a really bad problem sometimes. neglected. I'm concerned about some of the way I see some of y'all with y'all children here today. You're not giving them the proper love. Their hair should be cut. The girl's hair should be done. Man, my mom I had my hair cut. My sisters had to do their hair. We had to come out of the house, straight and stand. We had to look a certain way. All those particular things. She was involved in our life and our particulars. That was love. I showed you the improper way. All right. Any questions? Yes.
So
And let me give you this. One of the reasons you have a lot of like really younger people who may like this is not a problem. It's not a problem. Younger ladies sometimes may have an attraction to much older men. That's possible. Sometimes that is because there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, because if y'all in there, you don't think nothing wrong with it. But you have to be careful is to make sure what you're drawn to is genuine and that it's really love and not you looking for a father. So a lot of times what happens is in the younger lady and the older man scenario, the girl is really not looking for a husband. She's wanting a father, and the husband just came with a package deal. Are y'all with me? And because of that, and I'm going to show you how it works, how it happens. Because of that, now what you have a working man, listen, you have a working man who's trying to be a husband. Now that's a husband's job to work. But his wife is bothering him because he's not home. He's working 12 hours. And even when he's working 12 hours, she still wants to work when he comes home. She said, you don't never be home. You ain't never doing nothing. Well, if she's home and don't do nothing, she don't cook, she don't clean up, she's just home because she is a baby. She needs a father. And if it was up to her, he could just stay off the work and stay home all day and hold her. So when he's gone, she's grieved and she seems conflicted. Because she's conflicted because she's saying, I want you here, but these bills got to be paid. Or she could be attracted to him on the father's side, and she wants another young man on the husband's side because she's attracted to the young man's physical, but the old man's father. So she finds herself caught between two or three situations where she got two men in her life, one that's the sugar daddy, the father, and the other one that's the boyfriend, which is the muscle guy. So she got both, and she needs both in her life to make her complete. So now she got two men in her life to make her complete because one provides the father and one provides the husband. So one she wants for the nurture and the fatherly part to buy her stuff and to take care of her because that's what her father should have done. The other one she wants for the sex and the attraction because she's missing. Same thing with the man. He has the older lady for the motherly figure, and then he has the younger lady for the shape. In the looks, he's not attracted to the older one. He's just attracted to the mother part. Or if it's a man, is making sense? If it's a man, and the man didn't have a father, now he likes women and he likes men. He's a faggot. But let's see how he got to be a faggot. Let's see how he got to be that. He got to be that because deep down he wants a father. And let me tell you the danger. See, this is the danger. This is the danger. Come here, son. Come here. Come here. Come here, little preacher. Now, listen. At this age, I hug him, I love him, I caress him. At 1 to 5 and 10 and give him that nurture. If he didn't get it from 1 to 5, he still wants it when he's 20. So a man provides it to him. And now it's become sexual. See, it doesn't become sexual to him now because those things haven't kicked in. But he gets the affection from a man while he's young, before the sexuality kicks in. I'm changing him as a man while he's young, so he's getting that touch from me as a man in those areas. He's not hyped up because he's used to daddy's touch. He's not getting, so I'm giving him the touch as a boy that's not sexual. Now when the boy gets older, if he didn't get it from his father, he needs that and he gets it from a male that's a sissy. Yeah, it turns him out because what he was looking for was affection. So the guys are confused about his sexuality, and now it's really not his sexuality he's confused about. It's because he didn't get it when he was young. So now this is what you have out of this guy. Y'all listening to me? You got this guy here who has a problem. He wants a man because what he wants is the father. And that's why most of these relationships are older men and younger boys. The older guy and the younger woman, because it's really what they want is a mother. Or you get two that are, this is how you get two women now. There are two women, and these two women are loving each other. If you look at the two women, see what their mothers look like. Both of them made like a woman, made alike. Sometimes they like a woman because they like a woman. Sometimes they like a man because they like a man. Remember? They like because they like. What do you like? Do you like it because you liked it? That makes sense? I'm coming to your question. Remind me what it was again.
I think can you just go over like the difference between having self-love and just being like too independent as to where you don't.
Okay, I am getting to it now. Go ahead, Sil.
Children who have not been properly loved require more love from relationships.
So children who have not been properly loved require more love. So first thing, you remember this. Research yourself so that you won't be caught off guard. Just know that I have the potential of wanting more love from a relationship. Now you ask yourself, have you been in a relationship, you've heard this before, you too clingy? Have you ever heard that? Somebody before? You too clingy? Think about it. You hear that? How many times have you heard it? You too clingy. If somebody keeps saying that and others keep saying that, it's a time for you to start looking at yourself and ask, am I too clingy? If a man, if the first relationship says you're too clingy, the second relationship says you're too clingy, the third relationship says you're too clingy, the fourth, I think by time you need to start looking and asking yourself, am I too clingy? Is there something that I'm missing that I want? People who like that want more of it because they didn't get it. Yes, ma'am.
Do you also think there is a person that's like on the other end of the spectrum? Like there's a person that's too clingy, and then there's also that person that's just completely detached. Because they're so used to not having anybody there that they're just like, okay, well, like whatever.
That's true. And that all goes back to also not being properly loved. Right? Not being properly loved. So they learn to, there's that other person on the other end who just learns to adjust. And so that person who learns to adjust, they don't need any emotional needs, they just need sexual needs. So they have sex and detach. Because they don't need any emotional needs.
That's pretty much.
All right, go ahead, Sil.
A person who was hated by parents.
Oh, let's see what she says.
A person who was hated by parents seek for more in a relationship. Genesis 29, 30 through 35. To have not fixed these issues.
A person who, what time is it?
23.
10:24.
What time are they over?
10:30.
So a person who has not, a person who's hated by a parent may want more. Let's talk about this. Rachel was hated by Joseph, and God. Well, matter of fact, let me give you a scripture. Deuteronomy. Y'all always hear that talking about giving a double portion, right? Y'all ever heard that? What is a double portion? What does it mean to have a double portion? Where did that come from? Somebody tell me where that comes from. What did you say? Did you say something? What did you say? Isaac, young man?
Elijah.
No, that comes from there. Good choice. Good choice. And where? Where?
Was it in the law?
Deuteronomy 21:15. So a child is hated. You have to give them double. Now, looks like I'm not going to finish this lesson today, so there'll be a part 2 this next week. You'll have the paper and stuff from this lesson. This is our Sunday school lesson. And we'll have it next week. All right, read if you will, Sister Celia.
If a man have 2 wives,
If a man has 2 wives,
one beloved,
one that he loves,
another hated,
and he hates one,
and they have borne him children,
and they have children.
both the beloved and the hated,
You got a hated child and a loved child, a hated wife and a loved wife.
and if the firstborn son be hers that was hated,
If the firstborn be the one that he hates,
then it shall be,
it shall be,
when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn, by giving him a double portion.
he got to give him double, because he's hated. So the child, when he gets older, the father has to give him double because he did not love him. So what's happening? It was the father's job to come and give him back double because they didn't want him going out into society looking for that love that he didn't get. So before he got out, the father had to give him the double. Some of y'all were hated and didn't get what you're supposed to get by your own parents. Thank God for adopted parents, thank God for aunts, thank God for aunties, thank God for friends, and thank God for family, but there's nothing like your mother loving you. I'm telling you, and they don't get it. And people don't get it. I've seen people who were adopted, young people who were adopted, they get a certain age, they're looking, they want to go find their people. That's just in there. I've seen young men that were raised by a stepfather, they get certain faith, they love that stepfather, but there's something in there, they want something from that father. It's just there. And they're stuck because they don't want to disrespect the stepfather. And I mean, it hurts the stepfather, it helps him because I done put everything I put in you, and I've been the best father I can, I've done what I can, but there's a part of me that's wrong to that. It hurts. That does hurt, but that's it. It's just in there. And if that person goes out without that double portion, they're looking for that from somewhere else. So perhaps your husband ain't so bad, or your wife ain't so bad. Perhaps you're just looking for more than you should be looking for. Maybe you're just needing more and haven't took the time to realize that. That could be the possibility. I'm not saying that's in every case, but that could be some of the possibility. And what happens, you run a man away who is equal, he has it. Or you run a woman away because they're like, man, this is like too much. You're draining me, you're stressing me. I've already given you this, and nothing I can do make you think I love you. Because whatever I do is not enough. It's not enough. I can't give you enough time. I can't give you enough money. There's nothing I can do. And I do all of this and I still come on when you're sad. I do that. Maybe the problem is you're looking for your husband to be your father. And that's not possible. Or you're looking for your wife to be your mother. That's not possible. Yes, ma'am.
I was just gonna say, like, what would be some red flags of someone looking for their parent in a relationship, like early on?
Picking arguments because they want somebody to fuss at them and yell. Creating arguments. And really enjoying them. But it happens over little stuff, and they want to keep going on, and you say, "Shut up, man! You're getting on my nerves." They're like, but yeah, that's one. That's one. And then no sense of direction. Wanting somebody to always tell them how, I gotta always tell you how to do it. Clean up the house. When you clean up the house, it's like you feel like a parent, like your parent telling you, would you clean up the room? Are you gonna wash the dishes? That's now that you're parenting. I shouldn't have to tell my wife to clean up the house, to take a bath, to pick up. I shouldn't have to do that. Listen. This is daddy and mama stuff. Would you clean up the house? They should automatically do that. That's a sign of a person who missed something. Yes, ma'am.
I have my question.
I hear you. Yes, yes.
I have, I've heard from some wives that they even call their husbands children because of how their husbands, act or like as far as how messy they are or how they act. And that's just interesting to me because I say that because of what you said about how, someone tells me to pick up certain things. Please. How to pick up certain things. But I will make the point. But I have a question. I've talked to some women, single women, and the guys that they have dealt with, they said that they hear now that God feels that women are not the prize, that men are the prize.
That's a goofy. No,
that women are not the prize anymore, that the men are the prize.
Well, I'll talk a little bit about. I think men should understand equality and how level they are. This is the first thing. What have happened is men have looked at the prize as the wrong thing, and they become manipulated to accept anything. That's what people are saying, is that men only expecting shape, beauty, and body out of a woman. It's not necessarily the prize, it's what they expect to get out. And I'm not gonna, man not gonna be investing and putting his money into something and that's all he's getting. That's a hookup. If all you can do is have sex and be beautiful and have, long hair, short hair, body, breast, and chest, and legs, then that's a hookup. You get those out of the strip club. And that's what's happening. Men are, all right, let me get our Sunday school off first, because I don't want it to be long today. I'd like to everybody that can at least give $5 in our Sunday school. Let's get it real quick. If we give $5, we at least have 100 people.
But did my book make sense?
That makes sense.
Alexis.
$5, everybody that can. If you need to do it on the what's the name, if you need to do it on the swipe, you can do it on the swipe. All right? So that's all we do.